So welcome back, everyone. Mike and Melissa here, and Melissa's behind the wheel. Tell them where we're going tonight.
We are going to my friend Chris and Nicole. They own an iKiln.
An iKiln?
I'm pretty sure it's called an iKiln. It's a kiln, but I think the letter I is in front of it, the one they have.
All right, we're going to find out what this thing is here in a little bit. But yeah, they don't live too far from us, and they have a kiln, and we're going to go check it out. And they may dry some lumber for us, and we'll just kind of see how it works, and we'll introduce you to them.
Trust me, you will find out from me if Mike's buying a kiln.
You actually want one.
I've always wanted one. It's funny, but yeah. Nobody really asks me what I want. They just...
Nah.
I just get stopped at the swimming pool. Swimming pool, and that's it. Melissa gets pulled. No. I have a list of things I like. Like a lathe. Like all sorts of things.
Yeah, Melissa would like to get into some woodworking.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see in a bit. This is a nice farm right here. One of the few remaining ones out here. Once you get out this way, it is housing plan after housing plan. They probably got, I don't know, 120 acres or something right in here, I'd guess.
I guess that, yeah. It's just with the rain we've had, the grass is real green. The sky is real blue, and those clouds are real puffy.
It is a pretty nice evening. It's cold though.
It is.
It says 69 degrees. I don't believe that, Melissa. There's no way it's 69.
No, that's what your side's set at. My side's set at.
Oh, it's 50 out. It says right there. All right, we are here at Martin Woodworking, right?
That's it, yes.
And Kiln.
Yes. Kiln drying.
Chris, do you want to introduce everybody here?
Sure. Chris Martin, Christopher, but I go by Chris. This is my wife, Nikki. This is Charlie, our youngest. Brookie, our oldest. She's a little bashful. And this is my dad, Chris.
So, you have a great family. This is a nice setup you have here and everything.
Thanks.
Melissa, you knew both Nikki and Chris for a while, right?
Yeah.
And this is my first time. Nikki and I, we might have met once before, I think.
Yeah.
But so what all do you do here?
So we do a little bit of everything. We got started with like custom woodworking, doing some tables and whatnot for some local people here in the Cranberry area. And then we decided that we wanted to get into kiln drying. We were having a little bit trouble finding properly dried wood. So that was a big issue, because if we make something and it comes back later, a year later, so it cracks, that's a tarnish on our name. So we wanted to kind of like control the drying, and we kind of went down the rabbit hole of which kiln to get, and whatnot. And then we found iDry, and they had a great sale running a couple years ago, and so we jumped on the train.
How long have you had that set up there?
Almost a year next month.
Okay. And how many board feet does that hold?
They advertise at 2,000 board feet with dimensional. If you load it perfectly, it's kind of tough to get. So you're probably closer to 1,800, 1,900 board feet dimensional, and about 1,200 if you do slabs, because you get all that dead space in between.
Right. Want to take a look inside of it?
Sure. You'll see a little bit of water from the front. That's pretty typical.
Oh yeah. How much water, say you have green red oak in there.
Yeah.
And out of 1,500 board feet, how many gallons of water do you think you get out of it? Any idea?
Probably 8 to 10 a day at first.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of water. I've got a recording of it. I'll have to pull up, but it's pretty impressive. A lot of water that these things hold.
Oh, wow. Boy, those slabs are massive.
Yes. Yep, so we got some maple, and this is all for one client, some walnut for a different client, and these big beams down here. This is all pine that we actually cut from our own yard. We had a guy come up with a Woodmizer.
Okay.
He cut them up for us. But yeah, these things are 48. I think he actually had to cut these things down. He had a section that was like 50 or 55 inches wide. it's pretty impressive, and I think this one's like 9 feet long.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this comes out on rails.
Yes. So you can see there's a section missing.
Mm-hmm.
These rails, they attach, form a bridge, so that the whole trolley would come out and it'll sit on this.
I gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, and it's engineered like this. I mean, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room between the end and the door.
That door's like a bank vault door.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It would have to be.
We always, joke it's like a blast door. If you had
How much does the whole unit weigh? Do you remember when they?
8,800 pounds.
Okay.
I remember Bill Kerr having to have a 10K forklift just to get it off the truck.
Right? Okay.
Right. Now, I was going to ask you something. It's best to let it air dry a little bit. Does that work best?
It depends. Depends on the species. Harder to dry stuff like oak or elms. Yeah, it's best to.
Elm's nasty.
It is. It's really, really tough because if you don't get that stuff down like 7-8%, even when you sand it, it starts getting fuzzy again.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's pretty tough. But this thing does a really good job. So it's not just your traditional kiln, right? This is a vacuum kiln. So it's airtight. It creates a vacuum, and it does really 3 different things, right? So one, the vacuum is going to naturally pull the moisture out of the wood, and then it's also going to remove oxygen. So it's going to starve bugs for oxygen, so it kills them. And then the third thing that it does is it lowers the boiling point of water, so it actually will facilitate evaporating a lot easier. So you can see that the water that's coming off on all the sides of the chamber, all that is when you get the air moving through here, it just wicks it away. And that's how we get that 8 to 10 gallons or so of water a day. It's an estimate. I haven't actually measured it, but it's a lot of water.
That is quite a setup, though.
Yeah. It's
all electric?
Yeah. Yep, runs 220 on a 60-inch service. So.
Okay. Yeah. So we were just talking about it's all powered by electric, and what did it do to your power bill?
Yeah, so it increased our power bill by about $125 a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's running around the clock.
Around the clock, yeah, 24/7.
And what temperature does this get up to?
It gets up to 160 is what we have it set to, and it'll fluctuate a little bit up and down. So that's about what we want to shoot for. That helps to kill any kind of bugs, help keep it sanitized, get the core at the center of the
right, because like this stuff here, this thick stuff here.
Right.
Well, it feels so nice and warm.
Yeah.
You use those, what do they call these stickers? Fluted stickers, or what do they call those?
Bow tie.
Bow tie stickers.
Yep.
And that just gives you less surface area to touch the wood, right? Is that why they do that?
Yeah. So you less of a chance for sticker stain.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also facilitate a little air movement there too. So.
What woods do you really look out for sticker stain? Like maple? Maple's one, isn't it?
Yeah, maples, and I've heard people having issues with it with certain pines.
Yeah.
And it really just depends on how you dry it. If you don't dry it fast enough, you can get staining.
Right.
And whatnot. But you can see it does a pretty good job of killing ants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at all the dead ants down there.
Now this one, for example, so did this come in like this, or because it dried, it's just...
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
If you get the... when you saw it, if you get the pith, like the center of the... That's the weakest point. Even like the next one above or below, it could cause a little bit of weakness there. This was dried with the that slow... low power mode I was talking about, where it's just a slower ramp up. Yeah, that's just to help kind of prevent some of this from happening. Okay, but you're really just stacking the deck in your favor. Wood's going to move if what it wants to do. Unfortunately, you can try and I don't know. I've seen people try to put bow ties or some kind of metal clamps.
Yeah, you see them use those a lot. I don't think you're going to stop it if it's what I mean. We've had oak on the bottom, oak slabs about 2-inch thick, some of them 2.5-inch thick, a whole stack on top of them, and it still lifts up. Really?
I mean, you have tons of weight literally on top of it, and it still wants to push up. It's crazy.
Yeah, but getting near that pith. That's why, when I'm sawing pine, it's not as big a deal. But all the hardwoods, I just use it for cribbing. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna crack and check and do all kind of crazy stuff. Yeah. Can we take a look around the other side of this thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the controls. It's all touchscreen. Okay. And you can see you got different menus, how to start, stop it. It gives you different statuses. whether your drain valve is open, if you got vacuum on, whatnot, your drain cycle, and even which way that the fan is blowing. So it'll rotate every so often.
Go different directions, move air different way.
Okay.
You can run graphs for different measurements of time, 1 hour, 24 up to 14. So if you look at 14 to the red is your temperature. You see we went low power mode.
Okay.
And then when we say, hey, we took a measurement, everything was sitting around like 15, maybe 20% some places. Okay, it's ready to go to full power, so we did. And so then you can see it ramped up to 160. And the blue is going to be your vacuum, is what you're looking for. Any spikes is when it goes through a drain cycle.
Now, do you have probes in the wood when it's in there?
No, I don't.
You just test it every once in a while?
Right. And that actually is based on the recommendation from the manufacturer. They don't recommend, at least in these units, I guess, having anything in the kiln when it's running. They said it's just not as accurate. I just take their word for it, and I don't have the money to throw it test and all that stuff. Right. But here's what's really cool. So you can see that you got a cat cable here. So it's tied into our internet. I got it tied in here, so I can actually remote to it from my phone. So being
Nice.
a flyer with the military, I was actually in Japan a few months ago, and I was able to remote in and make sure everything was on the up and up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was really cool.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Now, are you in this screen? Are you able to say what kind of wood you're putting in there, or it doesn't matter?
No,
You're just okay.
that's exactly it.
But you know what modes to use for which wood and how dry it is going in.
Yeah, exactly right. So you can see here, we can set our air temperature. You don't not really need to change the vacuum, but you can change the set points.
Okay.
You can change drain cycles to, it's set at 24. You can do 12 hours, 8 hours, whatever you would need to do.
Okay.
And then the drain time, it's nice that you have that kind of control. So some people like to do that if they want to, if they got something really wet, they can set it at like 90 degrees and kind of mimic a sunny day.
Yeah.
Just turn it on, so you're not really drying per se. You're just basically getting the surface dry.
Okay.
I guess if you needed to do that, but you can really control the slow ramp up if that's what you wanted to do. So.
Well, that's something else right there.
That is.
Whew.
Pretty cool stuff.
So are you in the reserves, or what are you?
Yes, yeah, we're both in the reserves. My wife's a medic, and I'm a load master on the C-17. So I take care of all the cargo, passengers in the back of the plane.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I'm in charge of like weight and balance, making sure that we can take off not too nose heavy or tail heavy.
Oh, yeah?
That's important.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Something I shouldn't be in charge of. I can fit that in my suitcase, sure. Wow.
No.
Well, thanks for your service.
Oh, thanks for your support. So they made this very user-friendly if you have to work on this yourself. So you got your heat probes and whatnot. There's the gauge for the vacuum. Here's your vacuum motor, the drain off the back, and it's really nice. If you, like I said, it's plenty of room to work.
Besides this, it's really not that complicated.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything's right here.
Yeah. Comes with its own muffler. No, when we turn it back on, I'll show you with and without it.
All right.
Yeah.
So Chris, thank you so much for the tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
We learned a lot there. Now you have a website?
Yes, martinwoodworking.com, all one word.
And then I'll put that in the description.
Okay.
And your email, but you custom dry for people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you stay pretty busy with this one, but
Yeah. So as of right now, probably getting in August would be our first availability.
You're going to get another one of these soon.
Yeah, exactly. Another one of these, another building.
Yeah.
Chris, don't listen to him. Look at the mess I'm in.
But I appreciate it. Do you have anything you'd like to add, Melissa?
I am super impressed. I've always thought a kiln would be a great idea since Mike started sawing lumber, and this was very exciting to
What I like about this one, it's kind of set it and forget it, basically. Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Between some of
exactly
the solar kilns I've seen and different things, there's a lot of time involved. You know what I mean? And
Right.
checking on it all the time and things. This one you checked from Japan. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
The safety and the security of it
Yeah.
makes you feel.
Yeah. Nobody's going to run off with this on the back of their
Right,
truck.
right.
8,800 pounds, all stainless steel on the inside.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, we appreciate the little look around there. That was good and educational.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. Thanks for stopping out.
I appreciate it. And check out Chris's website. We'll put that in the description. Melissa, you want to wrap this video up?
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. Comment down below. Check out the description to get Chris's website and his information. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.